Well, it's Friday, but it is not a evening single matchup. Today, we've got a doubleheader. Thanks to graduation happening this Saturday and Sunday, they've decided to push up the weekend series one day, which gave us a Thursday night Spartans win and a Saturday two-game set to close out the Spartans' regular season. They're conference champions. They're not fully locked as the first seed in the region, but one thing I will say is that I would be very surprised if Tampa would not be in position to host Super Regional play. I'm Taylor Storley, joined by Xander Lopez for some baseball action. Xander, welcome back to the booth. Who are you most looking forward to for today's game, seeing out of the Spartans?
I'm looking forward to the pitching matchup. I think it's going to be a good pitching matchup today. We'll see what happens if New University Spartans can get on the pitcher early, knock him out, make them use their pen for the second game today.
That will be the goal. Tampa's actually going to be at a disadvantage due to the bullpen. Tampa's not going to want to use B.J. Bailey too long today, given that regional play will be beginning next week, and Tampa is strong enough to secure at least regional home field advantage. Let's take a look at B.J. Bailey's numbers as we get started. He is 12-0 with a 1.50 ERA. A dominant season out of Bailey. He's even surpassed Satin down the stretch. He struck out 83 in 84 innings, and his first pitch has popped straight up for out number one. That is exactly the way you like to start a ball game, as Xavier Hatfield's retired. Now let's move on to introduce the rest of the Bucks lineup, wearing gray and pinstripes today. Hatfield leads off, followed by Lee Anthony Santiago, who steps into the box. Batting third is Jalen Smith. Batting fourth, Anthony Trelongo. Luca Mendez bats fifth with Blake Opie batting sixth. Aiden Hefner seventh, Christian Perez eighth, and Aramis Ramirez Jr. bats ninth, getting to start at shortstop. Strike one from Bailey, hitting the outside corner to Santiago. Looking at the lineup, the change to Ramirez is the only change for the Bucks today. They rest Dyson Joseph as the count goes 0-2. Sharply to third. That's going to take a weird hop. What a grab by Martinez. But a headfirst slide makes Santiago safe.
What a play by Jack. Even though he didn't get the out, that was a great way to stick with the play and catch that ball and get the throw over to first to even make it close there.
That might be the play of the season out of the Spartans' defense, even though Santiago had enough time to reach safely. Honestly, most base runners were going to be safe on that play. It helps that Santiago is a pretty solid base stealer on the year, 7 on the season. Great hustle from Santiago, but what a throw out of Martinez. Put that on top 10. Outside, it'll be ball one now to Jalen Smith. A quiet day for Smith against Robert Satin yesterday. 3 strikeouts in total, also went down against Tobin Moran in the 8th. But, unfortunately for Tampa, I believe that Jalen Smith could be due to heat back up as the count goes 1-1.
Jalen Smith on the year is batting .342 with 67 hits and 12 of those being home runs.
He leads the Bucks in terms of the long ball. Blake Opie's right behind with 9. We did have a home run yesterday, but it came from Braden Woodburn as the count goes 1-2. The Bucks have yet to clear the fences this weekend. As a pitching staff, they've surrendered 40 home runs. As a batting unit, they've had 36. So not too different across the board. Fouled back. And that one, I think, ricocheted off the foot awkwardly. But Smith is all right. Now, yesterday, Xander, not sure if you were able to tune into the broadcast, I joked that there was no relation between Jalen Smith and Will Smith. But there is a relation between Aramis Ramirez Jr. and the real Aramis Ramirez.
Oh, really?
He's the son of the MLB shortstop. And you know, just like his dad, pretty good on-base percentage. We'll take a look at those numbers when he steps to the plate later. For now, Smith battles and almost hits his teammate with the foul ball. Be excited to see how Ramirez does on defense today. yesterday's shortstop, Dyson Joseph, wasn't too bad with the glove. But he'll be resting either till game 2 or maybe as a defensive or pinch running replacement. Fouled off his foot again. This time it did hit off the cleat. And the umpire moving forward to give Jalen some space to walk it off. Home plate umpire is Roberto Knox-Reyes. Infield umpire Ivan Mercado. Quick check on the runner. Still 1-2. Bailey comfortably ahead of the count, missing low 2-2. Barry aren't afraid to bring left-handed batters to the lineup against the Spartans. The previous weekend series against Palm Beach Atlantic, I believe, saw Tampa facing primarily lefties. As that's hit to third, Martinez has a playable ball this time, and they'll turn 2 to end the inning. Great defense out of the Tampa Spartans. 3 up, 3 down. With 1 hit in between, Bailey faces the minimum onto the bottom of the first. So we continue the end of week series, not technically the weekend series this time, as we're not playing on Saturday. And it'll be Mason Blocker on the mound for the Bucks. Before we talk about Mason Blocker's season, let's take a look at this Tampa starting 9. Jordan Evans leads off. He'll be followed by Braden Woodburn. Joander Irigoyen bats third, with Jake Books batting fourth. Gunnar Carlson bats fifth. Down in sixth is Nick Pereira. Batting seventh, Jesse Ponce. Batting eighth, Jack Martinez. Batting ninth, Luke Fiker, who got the save yesterday. But it'll start with one of our seniors that will get honored during the intermission of Game 1 here on Senior Day, Jordan Evans. Good season for Evans so far, Xander.
Yes, sir. He has a batting average of .358 with 7 home runs on 68 hits and 21 stolen bases.
First pitch, rope to third, diving, stopped by Trelongo. His throw will take 3 hops, not in time. Unlucky for Trelongo, though. He has to make that throw against the fastest Spartan base runner. Evans safe with a leadoff single to bring up Braden Woodburn. By the way, Mason Blocker on the season is 1-4. He carries a .623 ERA, 34 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings, 26 walks. So command hasn't been perfect, and he hasn't had a great strikeout to walk ratio. But if he can fill the zone against the Spartans, might be able to force some ground balls like that one. More often than not, a ball like that will generate an out. Strike 1 to Woodburn.
Woodburn steps in the box with a .367 ER, batting average with 9 home runs on 67 hits.
Popped up and caught at second base. So Woodburn's strong start to the weekend series will cool down. And a free first out for the Bucks. And that'll bring up Joander Irigoyen, another Spartan senior who will get honored. A lot of Tampa's starting lineup will be honored here on Senior Day, of course. First pitch to Irigoyen. There goes Evans. And he's safe. Add another to the steal tally for Evans this season. That is number 22 for 2026. Not a bad throw out of Perez, who's back behind home plate today. But not good enough. That one will miss outside, make it 2-0 now. First pitch also missed to start the at-bat on the steal. Woodburn, Irigoyen, Glanton, Fogle, Evans, Kennedy, Moran, Droyan, Bailey, and Natcherman. The Spartans seniors, as that one's dropped, but Perez stays on top of it, 3-0.
Irigoyen steps in the box with the 376 batting average with 9 home runs on 51 hits with a slugging percent of .525. A really good year for him this year.
Irigoyen's the Spartans' home run leader, although no Spartan has hit 10 long balls this season. 3-1.
Hopefully we get a good announcer jinx on that when he takes one deep here, gets to double digits.
Woodburn also a potential double-digit candidate, as is Evans, 8 and 7 for them respectively. Vanacek and Books also each have 6 long balls. On the corner, strike 2. Irigoyen can afford to be patient, going up 3-0. Blocker fights back. Blocker has been somewhat wild this season, and he's given up 11 home runs, so if there is a game where Tampa could get a couple of extra long balls, you'd imagine that, should the wind be willing, today could be the day. Payoff pitch, lined up the middle. Is that going to drop in center? It is caught on a diving grab.
It's a good play by the center fielder there to track the ball down and get it on the dive.
Laying it out on the line for the team, Xavier Hatfield gets out number 2. And we're back. B.J. Bailey ready to go in the top of the third. 24 pitches, 17 strikes so far. He'll be facing Hefner, Perez, and Ramos Ramirez Jr.
Bailey looks very dominant today.
Looking to end the season on a high note, a season that has made him one of the best pitchers in all of D2. Likely will end as the D2 pitcher of the year, I'd imagine. Dominance out of the Clemson transfer. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Satin started with otherworldly form to begin the year. For Bailey, it came down the stretch where he was really been able to lock in and close out the season strong as the count goes 2-1. Against Eckerd last time out, went 6 innings in a 15-3 win, gave up 2 runs. Against Florida Tech, had a 6-inning, 1-run big win. His best performance of the season came in 6 innings against Nova Southeastern. He struck out 14. Wow. Gave up 2 runs in a close affair, but 14 strikeouts. Whew. Great day for Bailey. And that is going to be called a ball, just a bit low, and it'll give them a leadoff base runner. Hefner on to start the third.
That is the catcher, number 8, Christian Perez.
Since February 28, Bailey's recorded a quality start in every single game he's pitched. He has not had an outing where he would be unqualified for a qualified start if he didn't go shorter than the qualified start distance of 6 innings as the count goes 0-1. The times he didn't get a qualified start were against Georgia College, 4 innings, Montevallo, 5 innings, and St. Leo, 5 innings. Combined 4 runs allowed across each of those 3 games. 1-1, good take that time by Christian Perez.
Christian Perez is batting 196 with 10 hits and 5 RBIs.
Would need to get all of a Bailey offering here to get an extra RBI. Would be very tough to score Hefner from first. Front door breaking ball, and you could see the little head shake from Perez. Wasn't a big fan of the call, but you know what they say, you can't fight City Hall. 1-2 from Bailey to Perez. Still the top of the third, 1 on, no one out. Runner on first, and the 1-2. Runner goes. Throw to second, not in time. I like the hustle to try to make the tag, but Hefner is safe with a steal. Now it'll be a little easier to score. Two and two. Got him on the corner, strike three. The exact same spot as the previous strike. One down.
That ball just stayed inside and clipped the plate. It was a beautiful pitch.
And that will bring up Aramis Ramirez Jr.
Aramis Ramirez Jr.
Ramirez has a .216 batting average with 19 hits, 4 RBIs, and 1 double on the year with 88 at-bats.
Outside, he'll take ball one. Before heading to Barry, he was at IMG Academy. Quick pickoff throw, and the ball gets to the outfield. Evans is there quickly enough to make sure the runner can't advance off what would have been a wild throw. Still 1-0 to Ramirez Jr. Swing and a miss outside, 1-1. Interesting fact about his dad, Aramis Ramirez. He played the entirety of his career in the NL Central. A lot of that time, and some of his best years were with the Chicago Cubs, but he also was with the Brewers and the Pirates. Runner goes, but that one's going to hit right to Ponce. A productive out for out number 2. Good thing they did a hit and run. Hefner would have been stuck at second otherwise. 2 down for Xavier Hatfield. A hit would tie the game.
Xavier Hatfield.
Strike one. Popped out to start the game. And that one missing inside. It'll be 1-1.
Is that Delta? Yep. Is that Delta? I heard I haven't been there.
So here's the 1-1 on the way. Popped up. That won't escape the infield. Martinez tracking it. Inning over. The runner gets to third, but that's all they can muster off that leadoff walk. Unlike Jack's prophecy, it does not score this time around. On to the bottom of the third.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Leading off the third for Tampa is
And we're ready to go in the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Spartans will be Braden Woodburn. Two, 3, and 4 due up. Heart of the Tampa order. And he'll take ball one. Check swing. Blockers avoided serious command issues today. Hasn't walked anyone yet, as the count goes 2-0. And as I say that, he's quickly fallen behind Braden Woodburn.
When blocker gets into the zone, he can get these Tampa Spartans out, but when he becomes wild and gets behind, these Tampa Spartans dial in on that fastball that he throws and has been getting base hits pretty consistently today.
So here's the 2-1 out of Mason Blocker. Up the middle, just out of reach of the glove. Would have had to reach behind him to find that baseball. It is the fourth hit for the Spartans. And even though our live stats people and official scorekeeper doesn't agree, surely that play from Ramirez had been an error in the previous inning where he threw the guy off the bag.
It was a tough throw, to give him some credit, but it should have been made.
And listen, I'm all for Jake Books getting an extra hit. Don't want to ruin the senior day for Jake Books. But I just don't think he had that throw beat, which is what the argument would be for calling it a hit over an error. Ramirez will look for redemption in terms of a double play if he could combine with Santiago in the middle infield. 1 on, no one out for the Spartans. Uruguayan, not a serious ground ball threat, though, so might be easier said than done. Inside, it'll get ahead 1-0. Woodburn would like to add to his steal tally. Yesterday, he actually had his 200th hit for the Spartans. Neither Jack or I were aware of that milestone as the count goes 1-1. That hit just there for Woodburn, hit number 201. Congrats to Braden Woodburn for a pretty awesome milestone. Runner goes. This one popped up. Woodburn's going to have to go back. Caught by Smith. Throws wild. He can't throw it back to Blocker in time. It'll be out number 1.
It's a good play by Jalen Smith, the first baseman there, to track that ball down, but just a wild throw to get the double play. Lucky enough it didn't go all the way through the infield. And
so a sigh of relief for sure, as that'll bring up Jake Books. In terms of hits all time for the Spartans, that hit now brings Braden Woodburn to 20th in the leaderboard, as that'll be ball 1 taken low. He is one of 21 players to have 200 hits in program history. Connor Obrokta, who played from 2010 to 2014, just got overtaken for 20th. He had a career 200 hits. Taking a look, there have been Tampa legends with over 200 hits in their career, starting with Paul Russo back in 1990, finished his career with 235. Former MLB player Tino Martinez had 253. J.D. Urso surpassed his total with 258, as the count goes 2-0 to Jake Books. Jose Jimenez had 267 over his career. Coach Joe Urso had 277 to put him 7th on the leaderboard. The all-time leader also include E.J. Cumbo, as the count goes 3-0, who finished his career at 301, one of 4 300-hit players for the Spartans. And the first of all time is the Red Sox bullpen catcher, Drew Earhart. Earhart recently hanging up the cleats to get the call-up to the show. And that'll add another base runner, a walk to Books on straight pitches. Earhart has a record that is going to be very tough to beat over 5+ years of baseball. 352 hits.
wow.
Pretty good. That one's fouled back by Carlson, strike 1.
Carlson, back in the first inning, had an RBI single to score the first run of the ball game.
If he was able to get another hit here, he'd probably extend the advantage. They'll step off and throw to check on Woodburn. 0-1. Outside, 1-1. One thing I'm a little surprised at, Braden Woodburn, despite getting plunked a ton, only 5th all-time in hit by pitches. 2-1 now to Carlson. That one falling away. This season is once again a top 20 year for walks as Carlson rips that one foul, 2-2 for the Spartans. And with their first walk today, they are now at 275 on the season. Tampa have had 7 times as a team where they've been walked more than 300 times. And should the playoffs not end quickly for the Spartans, you would imagine that Tampa will once again eclipse the 300 walk tally this year. Last year, they were walked 394 times. That is 50 more than the second most times the Spartans have been given a free pass. And it might have the bases loaded for Gunnett Carlson. Books and Woodburn have some speed. Wonder if you might roll the dice and send them with the bases could be loaded. They'll stay put, and that's ball 4. No, on the corner, strike 3. Carlson tossed the bat a bit early. He did that on a walk yesterday, but this time it backfires as he goes down looking. It was probably a pitch on the line, but when you're that early tossing the bat, maybe the umpire is inclined to give you the strike just to say, hey, I make the call here, don't make it for me. 2 down for Nick Pereira. He struck out last time, would love a clutch hit. Strike 1. Now obviously, getting injured to start your Spartans tenure, not ideal. But obviously, the real season for Tampa begins next week when regional play gets underway. Tampa will most certainly be a regional host. They've secured the Sunshine State Conference for a 6th consecutive year. And there's Pereira into left to bring home Braden Woodburn. An RBI single out of Pereira, and it is 2-0 Tampa.
It's a good time for him to get hot with the looming playoffs around the corner. It's a good bat to come off the bench when needed.
And that will lead to a conference on the mound for Mason Blocker. The Bucks wanting to talk to the starter. They might get someone tossing in the bullpen if things don't improve. Obviously, no need to make the change just yet. I believe that'll be Ben Terwilliger out there to the mound. He's the team's pitching coach. DJ Price, the head honcho for the Bucks in the coaching staff. We'll be hoping that the team can get out of the jam. Ponce with 2 down, a lefty-on-lefty matchup for the Spartan shortstop. Ponce grounded out to first in his previous at-bat. Good scoop by Smith on the play. Strike 1. That run is guaranteed to be earned for Blocker. As that misses inside, almost hitting Ponce, 1-1. 88 degrees at game time, definitely very humid as well out on the field. It felt nicer before the game yesterday than it did, of course, today. Makes sense, though. That game started at 6, this one at 1. Things are only going to get worse in terms of the heat as the day progresses. fouled, 2-2. Hit to third, and that's fair down the line. That'll roll all the way to the wall and clear the bases. 4-0 Spartans. Ponce with a standing 2 RBI double.
It's a good piece of hitting there. Just to sit back on that ball and shoot it through third baseman's left-hand side, and it just stays fair. So score in 2 for the Spartans here. 4-0. Now the lead for them. As the Jesuit Tampa product, Jack Martinez steps into the box.
Tampa will have a lot of graduating players, but it is Pereira, Ponce, Martinez, the guys who are returning with a chance to get hot here. Already had a hit from Martinez earlier, as he'll take strike one. And it is good when you got some of the younger guys doing good at the plate. Very useful as well, thinking about senior day. You know, you maybe get a little somber thinking about the players that are going to be leaving, but definitely have to be excited about these returning players as the count goes 1-1. That one's ripped to short. Could keep the inning going if the throw is not in time, but it is. So Blocker finally out of the inning. 3 hits, 0.3 runs for the Spartans. They'll leave a base runner. Inning over. Top of the 4th, as we're about to begin. Spartans lead 4-0. B.J. Bailey cruising at this stage of the game. First pitch of the inning. Strike on the outside corner. That is his 41st pitch of the day. That'll be lined up the middle and almost caught on a diving grab. Fiker just a foot behind. Second hit for Santiago. Second hit for the Bucks. Runner on, no one out. That one's going to be hit foul. 0-1.
Jalen Smith, their power hitter, back up to the plate with a man on. Got to be careful here.
One strike now to Smith, who went into a double play last time. And it won't be a double play this time. That one's squarely to Fiker. One down. And that'll bring up Trelongo with one away. Trelongo struck out earlier. But he's had a pretty good showing with the glove this weekend, not just today, but on Friday. Also looking to the future, Trelongo, a freshman for the Bucks. Definitely has a good future with that program as the count goes still level. We'll see how the count goes here when Bailey doesn't go for a pickoff. Strike one.
Santiago, who's on first, has 7 stolen bases. So just making sure he doesn't want to go. Taking a peek over at him.
That one missing outside, 1-1. Lined. That gets over the head of Ponce. First inning with multiple base runners for the Bucks. 2 on, 1 away for Luca Mendez.
The batter is the designated hitter, Luca Mendez.
That'll bring up Mendez. Flew out last time. Ball 1. That one missing to Mendez, who flew out on the first pitch of his previous at-bat, so he'll continue. Low and in, 2-0 now. That fastball just slipping away. Foul down the line to first, 2-1. Ball gets away. Throw to second, though, from Irigoyen. Doesn't get the runner as the ball gets bobbled. Awkward, wild pitch there out of B.J. Bailey. You don't normally see that as the count goes full. Tampa still up by 4, but a hit here would now most likely plate 2 runners. So a payoff pitch now to Luca Mendez. 3-2 on the way. And so actually I had an extra ball somewhere. Now it's 3-2 to Mendez.
Oh, good.
Got him. Strike 3 that time around. That'll add a second out to the tally, of 4th K on the day for B.J. Bailey. And that'll bring up Blake Opie with 2 away. Low and in. Good breaking ball, but a good take by Opie. high and outside, 2-0 to Opie. Opie also a player that's frequently had some long balls this season. Bailey hasn't surrendered too many, though, on the mound. On the year, Bailey's only been taken yard 4 times. Sen 3 times. Just 14 homers surrendered out of the Tampa starting trio as the count goes 2-1. 7 from Glanton.
That was a good pitch there to get him in the strike column on this batter.
That one missing, 3-1. That one fouled, so to go full again. Good job battling in these tough counts for B.J. Bailey.
B.J. Bailey already got the better of Blake Opie earlier in this game as he has a strikeout against him. Looking for a second one on this batter.
This is where the runners would be going. But they're already at second and third.
Wow.
Half-hearted attempt as that curveball completely fools him for strike 3. Bailey leaves both in scoring position, almost striking out the side. 2 hits. Warm-up complete. Blocker will continue for the 4th inning as we continue senior day at the University of Tampa. Taylor Sorley, Xander Lopez bringing you the action. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Bottom of the 4th inning.
Hello. Sorry. Good. How are you?
First pitch fouled. And Luke Fiker, who leads off the inning, will have strike 1. Fiker's a two-way player, wearing the number of a former two-way Spartan player, Anthony Nunez. If you're a fan of the Bucks and a fan of the Orioles, you definitely know Nunez coming out of the bullpen this season for Baltimore. He made his start in senior year out of the bullpen for the Spartans. 1-2, that one missing outside to Fiker. So 1-2 on the way now. High, ball 2. Once again high, 3-2.
It's a good eye to work this count back to full now for him.
Payoff pitch. And Fiker fouls it away. Still 3-2. One more time to complete the second trip through the order. Mason Blocker. Just low, ball 4. Second walk out of Blocker. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks from today. And that will bring up Jordan Evans.
Threw the bat a little early there. Thought I was going to have flashback to the second inning where he rung up the batter for the little early bat throw. But that one well low, and he walks it out to first.
So Tampa now with the leadoff base runner. That one misses outside for ball 1. You know, there's a number that Jack always likes to say, that when you walk the leadoff batter, the coaches will tell you it gives up a run 66% of the time. That is not true. It is just something they tell players to disincentivize leadoff walks. Good block by Perez. 2-0.
That was a good block there. But Blocker's becoming a little bit more wild for the start of this 4th inning here.
As we continue, though, Xander, I would like to pose that question to you. What is the percentage that a leadoff walk scores a run?
I'm going to guess at least 25% of the time.
That's correct, but you're a little bit low. It's 33% of the time, which is about the same as a hit or an error or a hit by pitch. Two leadoff walks probably doubles that probability.
Yeah.
4 pitch walk to Evans to put him on base. That might be curtains for Blocker. This game is already in danger of getting out of reach.
They do got somebody warming up over there, so.
And there is a quick conference for the players. I'd imagine that they're meeting to give the lefty some time to tie his shoe in the bullpen. And actually, just a team conference on the mound. They won't make the swap yet, but the next time they do go to the mound, they will have to make the change. The goal for Blocker, don't force them to do it. 4-0 Tampa as we begin the bottom of the 4th. Tampa already with 2 base runners on. They're looking to secure the series, end the season on a hot note. They'd like 2 more in-region wins to make the committee's decision even easier for who should be the 1 seed in the South region. The NCAA rankings on their website have Tampa actually listed 2nd in the region, behind West Florida. Doesn't make sense, as Tampa's got a better region winning percentage, or pretty close to region winning percentage, and they're also, number 2 in the nation. West Florida, number 13. Argonauts are a good team, had a great season, but putting them above the Spartans in regional rankings doesn't really seem, correct? That's why I definitely trust the Wingate poll a little bit more. They have Tampa ranked 1st in our region and 2nd in the nation. Strike on the outside corner, so he avoids another miss. Could have had 2 4-pitch walks in a row and surely would have gone to the bullpen. Obviously, hate to leave him loaded, but you probably do have to let him go after a walk. This one grounded to second. Woodburn is going to see the ball deflect off the shortstop. Unlucky error, as that'll put runners at the corners and make it 5-0 Tampa. And that one correctly scored as an E6. It'll be curtains for Blocker. And you got to feel for Blocker because he got a double play ball on a bad count. But a misplaced glove brings home a 5th run of the day. So there will be 2 on as we take a quick breather, and a call to the bullpen is made for the Bucks. So we'll get ready with a new arm out of the bullpen. But before we introduce him, Xander, I know we were talking over the break. We've had a chat about the weather and the wind today, and you actually have some of the accurate, up-to-date knowledge for us about that.
I do. The wind's going to be going 10 miles per hour to the east, and on a very nice day in Florida for 90-degree weather, which is mostly cloudy.
So the balls will be headed that direction. Question is whether that's going to be down into left or right field. Let me pull up the Compass app on my phone. That should be towards right field. Our field is kind of centered around 60 degrees northeast, so kind of down that right field line by the Freddie Pollock scoreboard is where fly balls would go. Out of the bullpen, it is Pavlos Piperakis, the long reliever, spot starter with 43 innings and 57 strikeouts on the season. They'll bring him on with 2 on, no one out, and 1 run already scored in the inning. Piperakis, a 4.95 ERA in the year. Wonder if he was maybe getting potentially scheduled for a start. Won't have it today. No time to turn 2. Throw to first is in time for 1. An RBI ground out for Irigoyen. It's 6-0 Tampa. Good hustle by Woodburn to avoid the double play.
Still got a runner in scoring position here, and it's a good person you want up at the plate.
Final line score for Mason Blocker. 3 innings, 6 hits. Currently 6 runs allowed. Only 5 of them earned so far. Actually, the maximum he can have earned now is 5 runs. But if that runner from second comes home, it'll be 7 total runs given up by Blocker. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts alongside that. Here's the 1-0 on the way out of Piperakis facing Evans. Lefty on left, or Books, lefty on lefty fight, 2-0. Books drew a 4-pitch walk against Blocker back in the 3rd.
Also has 1 hit on the day and 1 run. All he doesn't have is that RBI. See if it can come here. Ooh, good pitch.
2-1 on the corner. That hit from Books is the play that should have been called an error. It'll probably stay on the stat sheet in favor of Books. But out of pity, mainly because I am sleep deprived from Japanese baseball, I will still call it an error. Books about to get on, though, for the 3rd time today if he gets ball 4, continuing to climb his OBP numbers. Great season at the plate for Jake Books, getting on at a 456 clip, 525 slugging, and 319 average on the year. And one of the team leaders with over 50 hits. Outside corner, full count now, with 1 down. Got to be ready for your Jake Books. You're probably going to get a solid pitch to hit. That one's flared foul, almost poked the other way. Still 3-2.
Seen a lot of full count today by all pitchers.
Outside, ball 4. Close one, but it doesn't go the way that Piperakis wants it. And it's a 2nd walk of the day, 40th of the season for Jake Books. Gunnar Carlson up, 2 on, 1 out.
Carlson back in the 1st had an RBI single. Nice little single driving another run here for him.
That'll be missing for a ball 1 to Carlson. Struck out looking on a full count back in the 3rd. Outside, 2-0. Trying to work the corners, but not going his way. Gives Carlson an advantage count, even in this lefty-lefty matchup. Carlson hit to center. That will be corralled by the warning track, 2 down. Both runners stay put. That'll bring up Nick Pereira.
Nick Pereira, so far on the day, has a strikeout and an RBI single.
It was a big single back in the third. He eventually would score on a Jesse Ponce 2 RBI double. And he'll take ball 1 up high. Tried to frame it, but Perez had that pitch a little too high over the plate when he caught it. Swing and a miss on the 1-0 to make it 1-1.
He was geared up for a fastball. That off speed just snuck right in under him.
And now 1-2. A chance to escape the inning with minimal damage. And Pereira stays alive. Good job battling.
Looks like he's seen that fastball very well.
Missing inside, 2-2. Two on the way. Still bottom of the fourth. And Pereira doesn't get a lot under that. Could drop as a blooper, although plenty of time for Hatfield to come down and make the catch. 2 walks, an error, and an RBI ground out put runs on the board for the Spartans. Funny enough, they don't get a hit in this frame as we end it 6-0.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
And we're ready to go. 6-0 in the top of the fifth. Hefner, Perez, Ramos Ramirez Jr. due up for the Bucks. They haven't had a lot of chances at the plate today. They did get 2 runners on in the fourth. Bailey with a clean escape, strike 1 to Hefner. Hefner walked back in a pretty active third inning. He got stranded at third. Very comfortable margin now for B.J. Bailey. 0-2.
Ooh, good pitch.
And he got him, strike 3. 6 strikeouts on the day for B.J. Bailey. 1 down.
It's a good day at the office so far for Bailey. 6 Ks, 1 walk, only 3 hits through 4.1.
Low and in. Ball 1 now to Perez. Any chance at an immaculate inning is already done and dusted.
Perez is one of the strikeout victims on the day, going 0 for 1.
High and outside, 1-1.
Bailey looks like a wizard out there. That ball looks like it's going to just barely be off the plate, and it just clips it.
That one just outside, 2-1. Sweeping a little away. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Wow.
Another good low fastball. Foul. That one almost picked up by the first base coach. Two and two now. Still lefty-lefty matchup for B.J. Bailey. Still 2-2. Staying alive, Perez. That one's going to be roped into left. That'll get down. Good job fielding it by Books to keep the runner at first. But great two-strike hitting from Perez to get on board with a single. 4th hit of the day for the Bucks.
Perez gets his payback there. Nice little single out to left field.
The shortstop, Aramis Ramirez Jr.
Ball one outside. Ramirez Jr. grounded out to short last time. Wanted to double play to it, a hit and run from Hefner. That one foul, 1-1. Two and 1.
Ramirez has had a day to forget today with which should be 2 errors out in the outfield and 0 for 1 on the day so far. Trying to make it a salvageable day with a base hit here.
That's fouled back, 2-2. The Bucks need 6 to get level with the Spartans, so getting on the board now would start to claw back the deficit. Hit to third. Martinez there. He's going to have to make a throw across the diamond. 2 hops. Gets the out. Another stellar defensive stop out of Martinez. Perez advances to second on the slow roller.
He got the throw off this time for the out, But that play in the first, just making that stop was incredible. Bouncing off the base, and it popped up, and just being able to reach for it. This time, he gets rewarded on the throw and the out.
First pitch to Xavier Hatfield. Down to the dirt. Good block by Uruguayan. 1-0. That one's hit, and that'll get into right. They're going to send the runner home. Throw from Woodburn will bring him back to third. A single, which Hatfield's advanced to second on with 2 down. Good relay play out. Beat out of Braden Woodburn. And now it's 2 on for Santiago with 2 outs.
That was a good hit there by Hatfield, the lefty. Just sticking with him and driving it to the right field side. Good relay as well.
That will see a conference from Militello to Bailey. He was able to get out of similar jam before with 2 outs, but just checking in on the starter. The pitch count climbing, depending on where it ends the inning. Could be Bailey's final inning of the day. Again, trying to keep him rested and ready to go for the playoffs.
That is the second baseman, Lee Anthony Santiago.
So the conference done. Tampa with a very slight shift to the left. Ponce playing a bit further to the left than he normally does. That'll be strike 1, dropped by Irigoyen. 0-1 to Santiago.
Santiago is 2 for 2 on the day. If you're Barry, this is who you want up at the plate with 2 runners in scoring position.
And you definitely want Jalen Smith on deck with a chance to try to break out of this quiet weekend. That's going to be ripped down the line and foul. Foul by about a foot. Would have cleared the bases, but just goes to the left. 1-2. Scary moment. Sigh of relief.
He was just early on that fastball.
And that one's going to miss. 2-2. Any runs here to help cut into the deficit would be huge for the Bucks. And that might do it. That is high. It is far. It is gone. 3-run shot for Santiago. And the deficit is cut in half.
He was the man to do it. He had beaten Bailey twice already with 2 hits. And he makes it 3 for 3 on the day for him with three RBIs and 1 home run.
Santiago, his first homer of the season. He's the only player to have had B.J. Bailey's numbers these last few weeks. Tampa up by 3, though. That'll bring up Jalen Smith. Base is empty, 2 down. And that will 100% confirm that this is the final inning for B.J. Bailey. Strike 1 to Smith.
Smith's had a quiet series so far, going to 0 for last night, and he's 0 for here today as well. But this is still a powerful bat that can get a home run or just a nice double base hit here.
That'll miss on the 2-strike count. Now it'll be 1-2 for Jalen Smith. Something's up with Jesse Ponce. Hopefully he's all good. It is a hot day out there. Maybe a bit of dehydration. It'll be a good idea to use this time to look at some of the other games going around this weekend here at the University of Tampa and across Tampa Athletics. Tampa softball will be active at 6 p.m. to begin their weekend series against the Bucks. Tomorrow at 11 a.m., NCAA Women's Lacrosse Tournament will continue. Tampa rematching the Florida Southern Mocs. A rematch of the SSC Championship. Tampa Lacrosse will be active here on Sunday as Tampa Men's Lacrosse begins their road to the National Championships. And of course, next week, regional softball and baseball gets underway. So there will be a change on defense. Ponce will get checked down the dugout. Hopefully it is nothing serious, but we'll exit here in the 5th. A.J. Graham will take his stead on defense.
Ponce, before his exit, did have a good game at the plate today. He went 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs.
So another young gun, A.J. Graham, getting a start on defense. 2 strikes, 2 outs to Jalen Smith. High and outside, 2-2. This was the count where Santiago took him deep. 3rd time he's hit a count like this in the inning. Smith hit foul, carrying off the netting. Still 2-2.
Just a little bit late on that pitch. A little bit earlier, that would have been in play, but would have been an out.
No, I think I left it down. Okay.
Bailey to close the day on a high note. After a sour home run, still 2-2. That one missing low, doesn't bait a swing, so it'll go full. Payoff pitch hit into left. That'll go all the way to the wall. Bucks gets there in time. They keep him to a single, but another 2-out base knock. A 4-hit inning for the Bucks. Looked very similar to yesterday's multi-hit and multi-run inning against Robert Satin.
Next up, third baseman Anthony Trelongo.
And now Trelongo trying to keep the inning going. First hit of the series for Smith.
It's a good swing. Stayed on the fastball, just drove it right back up the middle. That ball gets to the fence.
That will miss for ball 1. Hit foul, 1-1.
Jalen Smith, the big fella on first, does have 2 stolen bases on the year, as he probably won't be looking to get to second on a steal, but it was just cool to note.
High and inside, 2-1. You would feel that in a 6-0 game, should we not have had that home run, you might want to run there. Lower leverage outing because maybe the catcher won't be as aggressive in trying to steal or catch you stealing. But with a 3-run game, there's a little more pressure for that base runner, so good idea just to stay put like you suggest. So should be 3-1 now for Bailey. Luca Mendez on deck. Would be the tying run. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So now you know what he said about not running. Well, he's going to be going here. Full count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch on the way. Fouled, 3-2.
Bailey trying to get his 7th strikeout of the day with this batter.
And end what has been a very lengthy 5th inning. Misses for ball 4 and just couldn't hit his spot. 2 on, 2 away. Second walk of the day out of B.J. Bailey. And Luca Mendez now represents the tying run. Bailey has not had 4 runs allowed in a game this season. Barry have a chance to get it. And they still trail by 3. There will be some more active bullpen work, I imagine, for the Spartans now. As we continue. Mendez went down looking in his previous at-bat. That one high, did not go, ball 1.
With this big 5th inning, the Bucks tie the Spartans with 7 hits apiece.
That one on the corner, 1-1.
Mendez looking to make it 8 hits and score another runner.
High and inside, 2-1. That one's hit to center. Evans will track it down, but it's going to drop. It falls behind Evans. Both runs will score, and heading to third is Mendez. 2 RBI triple. Evans tried to dive for the ball, and that was not the right move. Well, you'd rather have a start like this today than in the postseason. Bailey knocked out of the game in the top of the 5th with 5 runs coming home for the Bucks. Tying run at third, and Urso to the mound. Bailey wants a chance at that final out, but you got to make the change here if you're Coach Urso. That'll inflate the ERA a bit for Bailey. He'll be disappointed to end the regular season on a bit of a sour note. What a year it has been for the Southpaw. And guess what? He's going to be ready next week for regional play.
Yeah, it was good to get this start out of the way. You don't want this happening in the playoffs to drop a game. But still a great year for the senior, as he'll get represented at the intermission of first and second for senior night.
6 strikeouts, 2 walks. It's been 5 consecutive base runners with 2 away. That'll send Bailey home to end the regular season. So an emergency pull into the So here we go. Oscar Hernandez tying run at third for Blake Opie. The Bucks have hit around the batting order today.
Opie's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts. Those 2 strikeouts coming against B.J. Bailey.
First pitch from Hernandez. Strike 1. Solid season so far for Oscar Hernandez. 4.9 ERA. He has fanned 16 and 22 innings. Has an 0-1 record, but looking to get a hold right here. Bailey did go long enough to be eligible for the win as the count goes 1-1. Just for the first time, gets kicked out of the game before the 5th inning and without a quality start. All of his runs will be earned. Could give up to 6 if Hernandez can't retire the side. Bailey will remain undefeated as the count goes 1-2. He exits without a chance to be saddled with the loss. So we'll end the regular season with a flawless record.
That was a good pitch there that just slided enough to get the batter confused and swing at a ball.
Low and away, 2-2.
Almost the same pitch there. Was hoping to get back to the well and get the strikeout.
Two. Hernandez missing ball 3. On deck, it would be Hefner for the second time in the inning.
It's going to be a quality pitch here, so Opie's definitely going to be on the lookout for a hittable pitch.
Choked up. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3 called, and Hernandez escapes. Couldn't stop himself from going. Sigh relief for the Spartans and for Bailey. Opie down for his 3rd strikeout of the game. But the damage already done. 5 runs, 5 hits. And Barry have taken a 6-0 scoreline and made it 6-5. We've got ourselves a 6-5 Spartans on top. But that 5 definitely tells you that things have gotten a bit closer. The Bucks have done exactly what the doctor ordered. They've been able to get on the board, and now Piperakis, after a bit of a lengthy break, will take on Graham, Martinez, and Fiker, ball 1. A.J. Graham replacing the injured Jesse Ponce. Ponce picking up a mild injury, it looks like, in the previous frame. Hopefully he's all right.
I'm gonna go get some empanadas. I know you want one.
2-0, good take from A.J. Graham. Graham was drafted all the way back in 2021. Didn't really succeed yet at the major league level, but there is hope. Anthony Nunez had the exact same story. Getting drafted, heading to Tampa, and now he's back in the bullpen. Time will tell, though, if Graham has the same arm as Nunez. Fouled, so it'll be 2-1.
Big spot last inning by the Bucks. Spartans are looking to counter that with getting 1 run or 2 runs here to get the momentum back in their favor.
So, checking over. Oh, there's sunglasses in the play. Now they're good to resume. So here comes Piperakis. Strike 2. Beautiful slider to the outside corner. Martinez and Fiker do up as the inning progresses. That one's hit foul, still 2-2. That one flared to left, a very shallow blooper. It'll drop for a single. Smart play there by Hefner. He could have ran aggressively to try to pick it up, but instead hangs back and lets it hop. Graham takes the base.
Clear a spot, please.
You don't have to hit the ball 100 miles an hour every time to get a hit, as we saw there. Nice little pop-up, just drops right into some outfield grass. And now you got a man on first base for the Spartans after a 5-spot put up by the Bucks. It's a good way to start off an inning. See if that run can get driven in.
Certainly is, especially after conceding 5. He'd like to get on the board in response. That one fouled first pitch. Jaden Smith giving chase. That's going to go to the bullpen, 0-1. Martinez grounded out last time, but he is 1 for 2 today, having singled back in the second. Didn't come home, though.
Maybe later. Not right now.
It's a big gap through that first and second base side. If you can just poke one through, nice single. Man, go to third. Be looking pretty here.
He'll miss high with a fastball. It's now 1-1 to Martinez. That one's going to miss. 2-1 now. Martinez getting ahead. Popped up, but right to the second baseman. Martinez can't keep the momentum going. That'll bring up Luke Fiker, 1 away.
Fiker of the day is 1 for 1 with a walk and a run scored.
Strike one as Graham stays put. Hasn't tried to steal just yet. But he could get moving. Have to wait and see. That one missing high and outside. 2-0. Runner goes. Graham slides in. They say they got him. 2 down.
That's a good throw there on the speedy.
A.J. Graham just unlucky there. With a good tag at second. Here's Fiker. 2-1 now. And this one popped up. It'll end the inning, barring a drop. Catch made, hitting over. Tampa get a hit. But Piperakis faces the minimum after a good throw from Perez catches Graham off the base path. We've played 5 and Tampa.
Three, 2, 1.
So we continue with Hernandez on the mound. He will continue out of the previous inning. Tough spot with our tying run at third. He got out of the jam. Barry's third base coach finally reaches as time gets called. And we'll continue now with Hernandez, also a player who won't be graduating just yet. But a chance to shine on senior days. The count goes 1-0 to Hefner. Led off with a strikeout in the previous frame. Almost had a chance to bat. Here's the 1-0. 1-1 just on the corner.
Ooh, good pitch.
It was indeed. Now 1-1. 1-2.
Bucks are looking to do something close to what they did last inning. Putting it up 5. 1 just ties it for him, though.
And this time Hernandez gets another strikeout. 2 so far out of the pen. Swing and a miss. The Bucks have gone down frequently against Spartan relievers. 9 strikeouts in 4 innings out of the Spartans bullpen yesterday.
If you're a Bucks fan, you're hoping it's deja vu as he struck out there. Good pitch for strike one.
Hernandez confident out of the pen. There have been days where he hasn't had good command, but also days like today where he has. That'll make the count 1-1. That one sent foul, giving chase. Martinez, he'll pull away as he couldn't find it in the sun. And that's going to drop 1-1. Or 1-2. Single started the chaos in the previous frame. Driven to first. Good scoop by Carlson. 2 down. And that's a much-needed faster start to the inning after the chaos from last inning. Here's Aramis Ramirez Jr.
All Tampa Spartans fans sigh in relief seeing that ball get caught. Deja vu will not strike today.
At least not for now. There have been crazier finales before, even with Tampa ending up in the loss column. He'll miss down low ball 1. 2 ground outs so far for Aramis Ramirez. This time doesn't have the pressure of a base runner. Low and outside, 1-1. Good spot.
It's a great pitch there. Ramirez is 0 for 2, but he has done his job both times up to the plate, moving the base runners over.
Hit to third. Good throw from Fiker, inning over. Plus strikeout and 2 groundouts. Quick inning for Hernandez. Just what Tampa needed after a lengthy previous frame to the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th. Welcome back to U Tampa campus for more Spartans baseball. Both teams held scoreless in back-to-back frames from the bottom of the 5th and top of the 6th. Evans will try to get Tampa back on the scorecard, as that's going to be fouled for strike 1. Top of the order to face off against Piperakis as he completes his first trip through the order out of the bullpen.
Jordan Evans is 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and 2 runs.
Down low to be 1-1 now.
It's good news for the Spartans if he can get on base. He can score a run.
1-1 on the way. high and inside, 2-1. This will be a little more complicated than his 4-pitch walk back in the 4th. High to make it 3-1. Ball 4, trying to go backdoor with, I believe that was a cutter, but couldn't paint the corner. Second walk for Evans. First walk given up out of the bullpen. Or second walk given up out of the bullpen by Piperakis. First walk was conceded against Jake Books, who is now on deck.
Yeah, we know Jordan Evans has a good eye. He showed it there. 5-pitch walk. And he already stole a bag earlier today. Let's see if he making 2 on the day.
That will miss for ball 1. That one will miss for ball 2. Pulls away after squaring up. Hits the zone, though, 2-1. Just on that inside corner. Three and one. Piperakis has the energy of a starter, but maybe a little tired right here. Actually, was that a very delayed strike call? It was. Got to do that a bit quicker, Knox Reyes. Please help me out here in the booth. 2-2 on the way now to Woodburn. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. Tipped into the glove for out number 1. The tip will let Evans steal second safely, though. No strikeout, throw him out. So, not a terrible outcome with the steal. Here comes Joander Irigoyen. Irigoyen has a mission. Bring home Evans.
Irigoyen is 0 for 3 today with an RBI. Looking for a single, making 2 RBIs on the day.
Inside, ball 1. That RBI came on a ground out. Not the world's greatest spot necessarily, getting it on the ground out, but happens sometimes. As that will miss. 1-0. Irigoyen hit to deep left. It is high. It is foul. It is 1-2. Or maybe 1-1 if they already kicked the scoreboard a bit early. 2-1. So it's a 2-1 count. So people up here in the booth didn't see the umpire tell them to make it 2-1 on the scoreboard. It's been a problem they've had sometimes this season. As that'll miss 3-1 now. They're going ahead comfortably in the count. On deck is Jake Books. Call Jake Books Johnny Walker. He's had 2 of them today. Checking the runner. Ball 4. Missing high and outside.
Back-to-back walks given up here by Piperakis. Spartans are looking good. Jake Books comes up, who's already had a hit today.
You'd like to get those walks in this situation for sure. And now 2 on, 1 out. So a quick conference. I think this might be the change. He has a lefty-lefty matchup. But he has been going for a while, and maybe there's a little fatigue. I don't think he was necessarily prepping for a super long outing out of the bullpen. But Piperakis has been good. Can he avoid a blow-up? Well, that's what that meeting is going to try to do.
He has 36 pitches on the day. It's awfully a lot for a reliever, but they're going to let him go for his lefty-lefty matchup coming up. Gotta hope for something like what the Bucks did earlier in the 5th without taking out Bailey. The same thing can happen here for the Spartans.
So it'll be a first pitch ball. Books getting ahead to start the at-bat. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
The aforementioned Bucks, as we mentioned, is 1 for 1 on the day with 2 walks and a run.
And that will make it 2-1. Down an inside corner, 2-2.
That was a good pitch. It just stayed on the corner.
Books fouled. If that clears the fence, it'll be out of play. Good chase by Trongo. And yes, it's off the cage. Still 2-2. Checks the runner, 2-2. Fouled back, and Book's doing a good job of protecting. Only 1 out. If he strikes out here, Carlson would have a chance. When possible, you'd like to avoid having to put your team in a bit of a dangerous spot like this. That one's missing, and it'll bring it 3-2.
Book's already done a lot of cardio on walks today. Looking to do some more.
This one would load the bases and surely make a swap to the bullpen. Got him swinging on the full count. 2 down. And that'll bring up Gunnar Carlson. Still 2 on, this time 2 away.
Carlson had an RBI single back in the 1st and a strikeout.
And that one's going to be taken for ball 1. That one's going to be popped up and drops into right field for a blooper. 7-5 Spartans. And the throw from third, not in time. Here going safe. You know, Xander, it's not always about the power. This time, popped it home in a unreachable spot to give Tampa an extra cushion.
It's a good way to. He did good sticking with that off-speed pitch that just fell into the zone, and he pulled it right into a spot where nobody was, scoring a runner. Runners on the corner now.
The inning continues with Nick Pereira, a chance to really blow it open. Ball one inside. So for Carlson, he now has 30 RBIs in the season.
It's a good year.
And it won't be done just yet, of course. Clips the corner. Beautiful pitch to make it 1-1. This one low and in. 2-1. Swing and a tip into the glove. 2-2.
Pereira, who's 1 for 3 and an RBI and a run today. Also has 1 K on the day. Looking to get a single and scoring an extra runner.
Pereira flared, but that is in range at third. And can't find the ball. It lands foul, however. So both runners will have to go back. Staying 2-2. Could have been really scary if it actually had dropped for a hit.
Pereira got cut a break there by the son of.
And that son's only going to grow into more of a problem as the day continues. This one's popped up. And will we see it cleanly fielded by Santiago, the home run hitter? Yes. Inning over. 2 walks and a hit bring home a run. 2 are left on the base path as Pereira can't convert. Could have been scarier for Piperakis, but limits the damage as Tampa adds an extra.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hernandez continues, looking to keep things clean. He now has an extra run of support as we continue. Taylor Sorthy, Xander Lopez bringing the action from this Friday doubleheader. The Spartans up by 2. It'll be the top of the order. Hatfield starting the 7th. Santiago and Smith on deck. Each of these three had hits last time around against B.J. Bailey with 2 outs. And it's ball 1 missing outside to Hatfield. That one's a bit low, 2-0. That one's going to miss, 3-0. Tried to square up, but pulls back 3-1. So after getting all the way ahead in the count, Hernandez will keep the at-bat going. That one's poked up the middle. A single to start the frame. Second hit for Hatfield today. Santiago homered last time, 3-hit day, but now he doesn't get the chance to face B.J. Bailey.
Hernandez, who's through 1 1/1, is about to be pitched 17 for him.
And that one will miss inside, 1-0.
Starting to lose a little bit of his command here.
Don't know if they'll have to make a change to the bullpen soon. Tampa definitely ready for a big bullpen day. Glanton ready to start game 2, but also he might be on limited pitches due to regionals coming up as the count goes 2-0. Breaking ball missing low from Hernandez. That one's going to miss. 3-0. Good pop from Uruguayan.
Hatfield, who's on first, does have 20 stolen bases on the year. Got to look out for that.
And that is going to be a strike. Gets away, though, 3-1. Awkward bounce, but Hatfield stays put. Ironically, if he was running that time, he would have comfortably been safe. That one's lined to center. Evans is there, though. 1 down. And that'll bring up Jalen Smith.
Smith, the big righty, got his first hit of the series today. Back in that big 5th inning here for the Bucks. Ball went to the wall.
That one's going to be hit to short. Good grab, good toss all the way across the diamond.
That'd have been a good double play ball if runner wasn't going.
Very nice hit and run there. And Hernandez gets the second out. Tying run at the plate still, and Chilongo has a lead cutting run in scoring position.
Chilongo's 1 for 2 on the day with a walk and a strikeout.
Just inside. That'll miss 1-0 for Hernandez. Despite the command woes, has avoided too much trouble this inning.
He settled down in this inning comfortably.
And that one's going to hit 1-1.
It's going to be his 24th pitch coming up.
So at the time called, now Hernandez gets reset. And there was a call from the Barry dugout. They were hoping to get a pitch clock violation, I believe. But no, the umpire says it isn't. And I think he did issue a warning maybe, too, at the end of that play. Fastball hit to short. Here's the throw to first. One hop. What a scoop by Carlson. Wasn't the world's hardest play, but still a very clean-looking scoop. Despite command woes, only one runner gets on board against Hernandez, and he escapes the seventh, bringing us to the bottom of the seventh. Stretch. So here we go, and staying in the game is Piperakis, doing a great job of eating innings out of the bullpen. He'll take on Graham, Martinez, and Fiker for the lucky 7. I was almost expecting him to exit after 56 pitches, 29 strikes, but he'll go again. Graham singled off him earlier. Ball 1.
He's done a great job eating innings here for the Bucks. He's gone 3 innings with 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, and 3 walks on 2 strikeouts, and still pitching.
Low and outside, 1-1. I think you definitely feel is that he is kind of taken up at semi-start role after Blocker got chased out of the game in the 4th. 2-1 now to Graham.
And he came in the game inheriting a bases loaded.
So even better job to get out of that jam.
Yeah.
That one's hit to center, but it'll fall before the warning track for Hatfield. 1 down. And that'll bring up Jack Martinez. Singled earlier, but it's yet to get on base here. There were a lot of changes on defense for Tampa after the Ponce injury. Graham moved out to left, Books out to right, Woodburn back to second, Fiker over to third, and Martinez to short. So, back time to do a more standard spot for Woodburn on defense, and for Martinez, his secondary spot at the 6th position.
He made a great play last inning. Martinez did on that good charge and throw to end the inning. There's been some star-studded plays on defense by both teams this game.
That one's going to get fouled away, make it 1-1 for Martinez. And that start of the gameplay still sticks out in my mind, Xander. What a stop. But it is disappointing he just couldn't get the out.
It was a great play.
Arguably one of the plays of the season for the Spartans. That one's foul back, 1-2.
Then he followed it up a couple innings later with another great play, getting the out this time.
1-2. Allen's going to miss 2-2. At bat continues. And that is strike 3. Freezes him that time. Great spot for the strikeout. Third one out of the pen for Piperakis. Hadn't picked up any strikeouts until the 6th when he worked his way out of trouble. Outside, ball 1. Fiker walked, has yet to get a hit today. Don't know if he would get the call again for game 1 or game 2 out of the bullpen. They could call his number for another save situation. Only had 1 inning pitched yesterday. A little bit easier to use a bullpen guy in back-to-back days, especially with a long day of rest coming up. He'll head right back to the dugout. Second pitch popped out of play into the glove of Smith. 3 up, 3 down for Piperakis. Both teams unlucky 7th frames. 7-5 Spartans as we move on to the top of the 8th. And what it looked So it'll be Luca Mendez leading off against Robertson. He was the final at bat for Bailey. It was a triple to knock him out of the game and plate 2 runs. Good hit there for Mendez. Yesterday, started the game with a single against Satin in that big inning. Hitless after that. And he'll foul this one away, strike 1. Don't know if Hernandez will go to the 9th, but he's feeling good right now. And the pitch count isn't woefully high either.
That was the 26th pitch that he's thrown through 2 1/1.
So here's Hernandez. Swing and a miss. Nice change up to get Mendez going early. One and two. Good take that time. 2-2. That one's going to be hit foul. So staying 2-2. Swing and a miss. Takes 2 more pitches, but after going up 0-2, gets his 3rd strikeout. 1 down in the 8th.
And you can add that to the tally of strikeouts that the Tampa Spartans bullpen has had against the Bucks this series with another game to go.
Right fielder, Luis Morales.
And that'll bring up Luis Morales. And he'll get a hit with 1 down to give a base runner to the Bucks. Blake Opie represents the tying run with his home run pop. First pitch swinging and first pitch. Actually, it's Hefner to the plate. Opie getting his first hit of the day. Avoiding the golden sombrero, at least for now.
That was a good approach after striking out twice. Swing on the first one he sees. I mean, some people say the first one you get is more than likely going to be the best one of the at bat. As he tried to do the same thing and a swing and a miss for strike 1.
So 0-1 now from Hernandez to Hefner. I like the idea to get aggressive out of the gate. As that one is going to just go a little bit outside. One and one now to Hefner. Walked but struck out twice. Final player, Bailey, retired on strikes. Bailey getting a strikeout tally up to 89 on the season. That one hit deep and foul, 2-2. Perez on deck. Had a single back in the pretty lengthy 5th inning. 2 outs since. Seems to be a bit of a trend for players. Getting hits and getting some outs. Runner goes. That's going to be lined to center. Hit and run. Will not work as the catch is made. They'll double him up to end the inning. It was a gamble. It almost paid off, but a diving catch by Evans retires the side. Hit and ran, but hit and doubled up. Final chance for the Spartans to extend the 7-5 lead before last chance saloon. Salute Hernandez. He has earned an unbelievable holdout of the pen. Still might be in line for what would be a 4-0.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
So here we go with Dalton Williams. Lower leverage innings out of the bullpen, but the senior getting a chance on Tampa's senior day to close out the bottom of the 8th inning to lead us into the 9th. Taylor Sworthy, Xander Lopez bringing the action. Tampa up 7-5. They have the most recent run of the game after Barry put 5 on the board at the end of the 5th as the count goes 1-0. And Tampa's been able to keep him quiet since. Top of the order one more time for the Spartans, starting with Jordan Evans. That one's missing in the dirt. 2-0. Evans worked 2 walks today and almost gets hit as he gets set for a third. That one drifted high and just a bit inside. And that one's going to miss. A 4-pitch walk for Evans, his 3rd walk of the game. First walk for Williams out of the bullpen.
Dalton Williams is listed at 6'6" on the main roster, and he looks at every part of it.
He's got the height, but can he use that height to get out of a bit of trouble? First pitch high, it'll be ball 1 to Braden Woodburn. That one's going to miss, 2-0.
Dalton Williams has an ERA of 11.25 on the year, while being 0 for 2.
That is his first strikeout of the bullpen to make it 2-1 to Braden Woodburn. That one's going to be hit over the head of the shortstop. Evans thinks about going to third. He'll stay put at second on the single following the walk. So Tampa generating some quick momentum. Finally able to get some hits after Piperakis leaves. Irigoyen walked last time. He's surprisingly been hitless today. This is where you definitely expect him to potentially get on the board.
Yeah, his first hit of the game could potentially be a big one here to make the lead a comfortable 3 going into the 9th. I say comfortable as if they didn't put up 5 runs earlier in the game.
Oh, and 1 as that one's taken foul. Missing outside, 1-1. Didn't go for that slider away. That one hitting low, 1-2. Good spot for the heater. That one just outside, 2-2. And that one's going to miss. 3-2 now. On deck, Jake Books.
Evans is on second and Woodburn's on first. Walk here to put the bases loaded.
And that is high for ball 4. Tampa loads the bases immediately in the bottom of the 8th, looking to strike and give themselves a very comfortable lead. And will we see an emergency call to Jake Books, or a bullpen guy for Jake Books? Have to wait and see as they are loaded. Books has struck out and walked twice, and that movement from the dugout confirms it. Lefty on lefty matchup. And we'll take a quick breather as what surely is going to be a change is made. Williams struggling out of the pen. So bases are loaded, and they haven't called Williams yet. They are going to give him a chance of the bases full to get out of this jam. Tough thing is he has to face Jake Books.
And we know Jake Books has an eye as he's taken every count to full this game.
And he'll swing away to start, expecting a strike after the conference. 0-1. First time that Williams has gotten ahead in the count. High and outside, 1-1. That one's going to be a miss, 1-2. 2 quick strikes now from Williams.
Eighteenth pitch of the inning coming up.
That one's going to miss. 2-2. Got him, swinging strike 3. Big strikeout for Williams, getting the first out of the frame. He asked Coach if he could stay in the game, and you know what, it has worked. Can he get another out, though? That one's hit foul, make it 0-1. Gunnar Carlson has had 2 RBI singles. Usually able to pick up RBIs in these positions.
Double play ball is in order.
That's going to be ripped into the gap. It'll fall shallow and bring home 2. They'll throw back to second, and they don't get Irigoyen. He is safe. Almost able to catch him leaning too far. An RBI single, bringing home 2. 4 RBI day for Carlson. Tampa up 9-5. So close for that second out. Could have been a miraculous bases loaded escape. Tampa won't get Noble Tigered, though, as they get on the board. Still 9-5 for Nick Pereira.
That was a good piece of hitting there by Carlson. Just waiting for his pitch and driving it back up the middle. Again, not all baseballs have to be hit 100 miles an hour to get a hit, as that one just falls in.
So it'll be now 0-1. 2 outs in a row there. Outside 1-1.
Still got a runner in scoring position here. So a nice single would score one. As it looks like Williams is finally finding his command.
He's needed to, as that's going to be hit foul 1-2 to Pereira.
'25th pitch of the inning.
It's a right field gap this time. That one's got a lot of carry. Caught by the right fielder. Irigoyen won't tag up. 2 down.
That one looked like it was going to drop, but as we mentioned earlier, the wind just kept that one in the air. Just enough for the right fielder to get under it for the out. But again, very solid contact here in the bottom of the 8th for the Spartans.
Shortstop, A.J. Graham.
So here comes A.J. Graham. 2 outs, 2 on. Fouled back, strike 1. 1 for 2 day for A.J. Graham, starting with a hit. Now he takes on the righty out of the bullpen. Hopefully Ponce's all right, but you imagine he'll be out the rest of the day after picking out that injury. Would not be surprised if it was just something to do with the heat. Hit to third. Picked up, and they've got the force. If they didn't, it would have been a harder play. Inning over. Well, full disaster averted, but 2 hits, 0.2 runs to give Tampa an extra cushion. 2 stranded after the innings complete by Williams. 3 outs to go. And will this be Hernandez closing out a 4-inning save? Or is it going to be someone fresh? Bailey has completed 4 1/3. Hernandez, 3 1/3. 3 outs remain for Josiah Velasquez to close the door on a series victory. Game 3, of course, coming up next. John-Luke Glanton will likely get the start for the Spartans. 8-9-1 due up for the Bucks. They need 4 runs to get back in the game.
It was a good outing by Hernandez, who only gave up 2 hits, 0 earned, 0 walks, and 3 strikeouts on 37 pitches.
He had a job to do, and he did it, keeping the game at a level footing. Of course, he started with a great escape out of the tight spot Bailey was in and kept up the good work since. First pitch on the way from the 8 to the 8. Hit to short. In range is Martinez. 1 down.
And bearing another inning like the top of the 5th, this game will end in a Spartans win.
Shortstop, Ramirez.
Velasquez with a 7.50 ERA in the year. 2 losses in 11 games. Wow. Bunt for a hit. But a quick play from Irigoyen gets out number 2. I like the idea from Ramirez. But he's retired for 2 down to bring up Hatfield. The last hope for the Bucks. Honestly, you can't ask for a better start if you're Velasquez. He's got 2 outs back-to-back.
Center fielder, Xavier Hatfield.
That's 2 outs on 2 pitches also.
That helps a ton as well. And that'll miss outside, ball 1. Wow, I thought that was a strike, but it'll instead put up Hatfield 2-0. 2 pop-outs, 2 hits today. Repeating outcomes in back-to-back ABs as the count goes 3-0 now. Trying to square up, that's ball 4. It misses. It will give the Bucks a base runner. Here comes Lee Anthony Santiago, who hit a 3-run shot earlier on B.J. Bailey.
Yeah, he's had a really good game today. He's gone 3 for 4 with 1 run, which was a home run, and 3 RBIs.
And that fastball misses and hits him. And after 2 straight outs, 2 straight base runners. Maybe that'll see Sam go out to the mound to maybe settle down Velasquez. In a bit of trouble with 2 down. So Velasquez in a tricky spot. Is that going to be curtains for Velasquez? Urso's out there, but I think he's just checking in with him. You rarely see Urso do a check-in. Usually he's going to pull someone. Maybe for this high-leverage spot, they are going to make the swap. Bullpen doors open, and if someone walks Corey Lyle has made 3 appearances as a Spartan in his career. This will be his 4th. Had a 4-run outing in the playoffs last season. Took home the win. And this year, he's been pretty good in multiple innings out of the pen. First time he's going to be entering a high-leverage spot. And they'll be trying to close the door and keep Tampa on top to give them their 40th win of 2020.
First baseman Jalen Smith.
First pitch to Smith. Tying run on deck for the Bucks. Outside, ball 1. Mentioned Aramis Ramirez Jr., the son of Aramis Ramirez, the former MLB player, while Corey Lyle is the grandson of former Cy Young winner Sparky Lyle. So some MLB connections there as well. Make it 1-1. Popped foul, 1-1. 2-1-2 now. And Lyle needs one more strike. The 1-2. Just slow 2-2. Tried to get him chasing the slider. And Smith staying alive. Fans with some claps as we go to the 2-2. Missing outside. 3-2. The count will go full.
Got to be careful here if you're Lyle. Smith is a big, powerful hitter from the right-hand side. He did have a single that went ahead and dribbled all the way to the wall in the 5th that he came around and scored on.
Runners go, and that one's going to be high. Going deep, but not deep enough. Evans finds it in the sun to win the game. The emergency call to Lyle does the job, and he exits the day on top for you, Tampa.
With the result, Barry is 23 and 25, 8 and 20 in the conference.
Tampa wins. The Spartans win. They now have their 40th win of the campaign. Barry will fall to 23 and 25. Tampa have won 4 in a row, or 3 in a row. Barry have lost 2 in a row. And now it's time for some of the Senior Day festivities. Xander, what was your big moment of the day, do you think?
Big moment of the day was when Hernandez came in and stopped the bleeding in the 5th.
That was a big spot. Bailey couldn't escape the inning, but Hernandez had his back. Dominant rest of the way. Velasquez had a walk and a hit by a pitch. Gets an emergency hook for Lyle just to get a better matchup, and it pays off. Bailey should improve to a 13-0 record with 4 innings completed. Even though he couldn't complete the 5th, the loss goes to Blocker, who had exited in 3rd and falls to 1-5. Well, we're not done yet. We'll have another game coming up. The regular season finale for the Spartans, likely the season finale for the Bucks. Can they put a hamper on the playoff hopes of the 1 seed for Tampa and prevent a sweep, or will Tampa keep rolling into regional play? I'm Taylor Sorley for Xander Lopez. Please stick around. We have the Senior Day festivities coming up shortly.